Hello and welcome to the latest in my book review series. I haven't done one of these for a while, mostly because I've been reading books this whole time, but I haven't really read one that has resonated with me to the point of doing a video until I read this one, which is called Homegoing by Yaa Gyasi, which I hope I pronounced correctly. The writer is Ghanaian American, and by way of introduction, there are three kinds of films I tend to avoid. Films about war, films about the Holocaust, and films about slavery. And that's because of, the trauma that tends to be explored. And so when I started reading this book and realized it was about slavery, I was a bit worried, I was a bit apprehensive because I didn't really want to read a book that would upset me or make me feel overly emotional. But I'm really glad I made an exception because this book deals with themes of slavery in really a very crisp, clear way. And the writer looks at the long-reaching effects, the traumatic, negative, long-reaching effects of slavery throughout time and how it touched different generations from the perspective of Ghanaians. And so you actually read about different parts of Ghana, different ethnic groups, which I found fascinating. And she also takes the story across the water to America. So she looks at the Deep South, she looks at Alabama, she looks at New York, she looks at the East Coast, and she even takes in, the drug crisis, heroin in the 80s, I think crack in the 90s. So she really, she deals with some very deep issues in this book. And of course, some of it is upsetting, but this is such a key part of history and the ramifications. It touched so many lives, it touched so many generations, that looking at it through the perspective of different characters in different points of time, because she uses jumping through time as a tool, which actually works very well for a book of this type. And it was just fascinating. Just she really brings it to life, I would say. If you're not sure about it, I would say read the first chapter because that's a pretty good indicator of of what the rest of the book is about. And if you can handle chapter 1 and chapter 2, I would say, then you'll be fine. If I can do it, you can do it. So I do recommend it. It's important to shine the light on topics like these. I know so much light has been shone, but I don't think you can ever talk too much about these kinds of issues, especially from the perspective of Black people, which is really what we want to hear, because I think there's a very important quote in the book. It's a passage, and it's one of the characters called Yor, and he's a teacher, and he's just talking about how it's the people who tend to have the power who write the books, and if you don't think about the people who don't have the power, if you don't think about the people whose stories are missing, then you don't have a complete picture. And I think that really is the crux of what reading this book is about. It gives you a fuller picture of that period of time. Anyway, so I hope you pick up a copy. If you do, I hope you enjoy it. And thank you so much for watching this video as always. And hopefully I'll be back soon with another one.